Hey, how's it going there, guys? It's Jamie here, and thank you for being here. Thank you for checking this out. Today, out of request, I'm going to cover the step-by-step, detail-by-minute detail how I launch products on WarriorPlus over and over again. I don't know what I'm wearing. This shirt is way too small. I ordered it. It's like an extra large, but it came from China. Anyway, that's another story.
I'm Luke Skywalker, the guru's looking like Darth Vader.
This will be about WarriorPlus. Another video will be how to launch on JVZoo, how to launch on ClickBank, how to launch without an affiliate marketplace, all that good stuff. But everyone's always asking me this, and so I figured I'd do a tell-all, exactly how I'm able to launch every 2 weeks, creating products, and it's really, really fun. I enjoy it. There's plenty of other things I could be doing, but I like doing this. And it's also very lucrative. I started doing this on WarriorPlus a little more than a year ago. I've already done 900K on there amongst a bunch of different accounts. How can this benefit you? Well, you get free traffic, you get buyer leads, you get fans, you get customers. You're gonna be a rock star. All these people on YouTube reviewing your product. It's a really, really fun way of making money. Look at what it's done for my student here.
Hi, I'm Danny, and I am the king of outrageous websites. The first website is called Guru in Chains. The second one is called CryptoDumbass.me.
So the first thing that you gotta do is you gotta think up a concept. You gotta put on your creative thinking cap. You create this concept in your mind based around the WarriorPlus marketplace. Very important, because WarriorPlus, a lot of the time, you see products that are in the marketing or the online business niche, otherwise known as offers, right? So one day you'll see someone launching a crypto app on there, and then the next day you'll see a bunch of business to business type products and marketing products. It's a very, very busy marketplace with low lifespan offers. It's like a dollar store or like iTunes where you buy singles instead of an album, right? So anyway, you need to think up a concept that's going to be different than everything that other people are doing. Not too different though. It still needs to fit within the marketplace, within the industry, right? So a marketing product, for instance, or an online business product, or a video type product is what you need, okay? There's a lot of make money online offers on WarriorPlus, pretty sketchy looking marketplace, but I think after this video, you'll see it's not so sketchy, all right? There's a real demand from customers, from people for these types of offers, and it's fulfilling that demand. Change the demand, then you'd get a different result, right? But regardless of whether or not there are make money online offers or crypto offers, try to do something unique and different, right? So a new method of doing marketing. So the first step is to pick a brand name, all right? And the brand name should be short and straight to the point. Therefore, you could find something like abracadabra.cash. That's a cool name, isn't it? Abracadabra. You're probably not going to find the .com, so you could get like a .cash or a .co. You still can do the logo, abracadabra. Sometimes people get really, really simple domains like jive.co, right? But the logo still says Jive. The product is, hey, did you check out Jive? Or it could be getjive.net or something like that. So after you've picked your domain and you buy it, then you get a logo done, all right? You gotta illustrate it. That's the first thing to do. So get the logo done of the domain name that you get, just like what I was explaining. Then you pick a date, all right? That's the next step, which is to pick a date and take a trip to Munchai, all right? Munchai is the bulletin board, pretty much. It's where you schedule all the launches that other people are scheduling launches there too, and everybody looks at it and they're like, oh, I know that guy. He's scheduled on the 16th, and he's owed a lot of favors for promoting other vendors, so I won't launch on 16th of July. He'll suck away my JVs. So I'll stay out of his way, because if you did step, he might get upset, all right? Because it'll be, as I was explaining, might be taking his traffic away. So a couple guys choose to promote me instead. He'd be very upset because of that reason, because I got in the way, right? So sometimes you find a date on Munchai and you post on there and everything, and then someone posts their date on your date, and that is a stinker. But it is pretty crowded, you know what I mean? And some people you have no relationship with, well, you can share a date, different JVs, free country, no hard feelings. But regardless, You'll pick a date, and you usually don't want to pick a Saturday. Friday is actually really good though, because what happens is you could have deal of the day, which is like this special award where they show your offer, and you'll get it for 2 days instead of 1, because Sunday, Warrior Plus goes away for Sundays. There's all this politics and stuff like that with finding a date. I mean, we could talk about that a little bit later. Let's move on. So you create a Muncheye listing, and then after you find your date, you click on submit, and you can have an account, and you don't need to have a JV page or anything done yet. Just put your name on there, all right? Do this while I'm telling you this so you can launch with me. So the next thing you do is you create this JV page, and JV pages for us are always pretty simple. Like, check out this one, forgetaboutbroke.com/JV. That's my product. And also, these videos on your JV page, they can be crap. They don't need to be much at all because, you know, no one goes there pretty much. It's just for Muncheye or whatever. I mean, I guess people do go there, but just tell them what it is. You know, any bells and whistles, that's for somewhere else. Just put it there on Muncheye so people respect your space. Next, you create an OTO, otherwise known as one-time offer, concept, a funnel concept, okay? And you already know about maybe what your front-end concept is, right? What the basic product is for the low price, but once people get in, you're going to sell other things in your funnel, right? So if you build a software, the first OTO, one-time offer, could be software based, like you get more searches every day with the front-end software. The front-end version is throttled, and to protect our bandwidth, you're not going to be able to go to town and do a million different searches and different features with it. So you want to throttle it and get it unlimited, right? So that could be an extra $30. So that could be a good number one OTO, right? And then the second OTO could be like, hey, this other piece of software really goes well with the original software. If it's an educational product, like a method or an info product, then your first OTO or one-time offer after they get in could be like a service, like a done-for-you service. And heck, your front end might actually be a service, and then therefore you'd want software or information or more services. So you gotta have those 3 different options for what products are: service, info, software. If you have service, then you software info. If you have info, then it's like software service. By the time you get to the 3rd and the 4th OTO, they can be a little bit more weird and kind of, you know what, here's a new concept. For instance, I always put my marketing class in the middle of the funnel because usually it's a lot more expensive, and that's another thing is your pricing. You know, when you're picking your concept and niche, typically the front end price will be lower if it's an info product, but if it's a software, it could be a little bit more expensive, right? And then if it's a software that took 4 years to build, it's $1,000 software. A WarriorPlus launch, it might not be the place, or it could be private, you have a webinar for it, but also consider JVZoo for more high-ticket professional marketing software. And then get ready to have a headache. That's a totally different video, as I was explaining. But you know, that's typically the way it is. But if you go below $12 for the front end, you should give 100% commissions, because WarriorPlus will take a piece. Your affiliates and your JVs will get a $9 commission with it 100%. And why I'm saying that is you don't want your affiliates getting only like a $4 commission. They'll be like, what the hell, man? You're only doing 50%. Affiliates won't like seeing that. Make it 100% if it's $12. If it's like $16.95 and you got a software, then you could do 50%, right? That's just what I'd recommend. And in that case, then they would get like the same thing, you know, $8, $9 commission, something a bit better than $3 commissions, right? But then your OTOs, they can be 50%. Regarding the price of the first OTO, during the pandemic, the price has become a popular $27, all right? Unless it's some ridiculous software that's freaking amazing, split test it. People dictate the value. If you say, hey, this is what this thing does, and you price it like this, no one buys it. You price it like this, ooh, everyone buys it. They're telling you it's worth that. I mean, just to give you some perspective, I've seen big dogs who they know what they're doing, right? They've been around and they come to WarriorPlus for the first time during the pandemic, and they were like, this is gonna be amazing. I've supported everyone on WarriorPlus. Everyone's gonna support me back. And they were in for a rude awakening. They didn't know WarriorPlus is very, very touchy. You need this recipe for it to work. So you'll basically price your stuff like $27 for the first OTO, then $29, then $47, then $67, then $29, then $37, then $67, then $197, and then $97. That's your entire funnel. So at this point, you'll tell your programmers to integrate the OTOs for you and to have them unlock for the members when your members are in the members area after they purchase, like in-app purchases, right? If they haven't purchased an OTO through the funnel, then you could have the sales video there when they click on the button. It would be unlocked if they'd purchased it through the funnel. So explain that to your programmers. That's right. You should be hiring programmers. Don't learn that yourself. You have to do all this promotion and stuff like that. You're the guy driving the train instead of the guy in the caboose. All right, so after you've figured your OTOs out, you can create your JV video, okay? And once you know all this stuff, when you can, even though you don't have 2 tortillas yet, you can still make a burrito, all right? And you'll know what you're planning. So you plan. You say, hey, we're launching. And we're launching it at 10 a.m. in the morning or 11 in the morning. It's up to you. Your JV video could be like, hey, I'm launching on July 30th at 10 a.m. This is going to be another banger. I'm looking to pay out commissions to affiliates. Talk about the past and be like, hey, we get deal of the day all the time. We've launched like 30 times. We're machines. We're cyborgs. We're cybernetic creatures, and we kick ass. Our EPCs are always $10. Check out the stats. Go to WarriorPlus. All the stats are public. It's all transparent.
I work a 9 to 5, spend time with rest or fun.
And that's another thing. If you got a good product, then more people will promote you, right? So make sure you got a good product. I'll get in that in a little bit when we start building it. So anyway, that's all the JV video says pretty much. So after that, decide what Warrior account to use, okay? The reason why you might have multiple Warrior accounts is because your PayPal will get shut down.
Shut it down. Shut it down now.
If you don't already have like consistent revenue and PayPal sees spikes, they see a drastic spike of income, it's uncharted territory at the folks at PayPal, all right? They have families, they have lives, and they have so much volume coming and it gets scary for them, all right? And what you do is you use a payment guy. That's right, get yourself a payment guy who has mad PayPal accounts.
Got a million PayPal accounts for when they act retarded. So then Jason keeps making money cause we got the armor.
All right, that's what we do. Because I mean, we have consistent sales, it still spikes, all right? Your payment guy will rotate the PayPal accounts, all right? And so once you got into 20 PayPal Plus accounts, even with the PayPal guy, you're gonna burn through them, all right? You can't take them out because Warrior Plus still needs them in there integrated for refunds and stuff like that, right? So you gotta open up a new Warrior account. All right, that's just how it is. So you have that room and that threshold so that if you lose a PayPal account, you can put it in the backup. So you use a PayPal guy for that kind of mad volume. I've done launches before for a spectacular product, Domain or Elite, for instance, spectacular. Still use that to this day. PayPal still closed the account that I had for 13 years. I learned my lesson back then, 2015. Don't launch with your own PayPal account. The minute that they see the sales go back down after the spike, they're like, all right, what are you guys doing, right? So if you get only 20 sales the day after the initial launch, but you have 40 refunds because you did 20,000 sales or something, then you'll have a 200% refund rate. And I'm like, no, you dummy, just look at what last week, we did 5,000 sales. Doesn't matter, they're very robotic. So anyway, you decide what Warrior account to use, and then you tell your programmers what the concept is, all the OTOs, say, hey, start building this, do that. They're gonna build it and they're gonna create the offer inside Warrior Plus for you. Hopefully you get programmers to do that. If not, watch some videos on YouTube on how to do that. I'm just telling you the truth, I don't do it myself. I have a programmer, he creates the offer, that, not too hard to do that. And it's probably like $500 or $1,000 or something to hire someone to do that. So that's my best advice. So then you start working with your students or your beta testers. If you don't have any students, you're just doing this for the first time, ask a bunch of people if they'll try out your method. You partner and you say, hey, here's my method, here's my concept. Does it work? It has to work. All right, you want to get testimonials, you want it to be real, so you're not a fake. But at the same time, you're starting to create tutorials showing your method as well. This is content for your product, right? So you be the engine, the locomotive, pulling the rest of the cars in the caboose. Don't put the cart before the horse. Don't get too carried away with your product, because remember, when you work with your students on the product, you gotta keep your JV promotions going and the communications going. What I mean by this is whoever you promote before the launch will be who promotes your launch when the time comes. People always talk about how there's a circle jerk going on. That's not really true for me, because your promotions may not do very well for one guy. You might be like best friends with him, but just not compatible, all right, with the concept of your last launch and your leads. They're just like, what is this? This is about something totally different. But a new guy will convert for you. It'll be perfect for your leads. That's what it's about. So it'll convert. Your buyers love that, but they don't love the other one. So that guy's not gonna be on your launch. So it's always like a revolving door, you know what I mean? But anyhow, launch is like 2 to 3 weeks away. You've gotta be promoting other vendors and telling them at the same time about your launch that's coming up and making some friends. If you don't have friends, you gotta make some, because they're gonna be the ones that promote you. They're your distributors. Then you write your front end copy. That's the next thing to do. The reason why you do this and you do it next is because when you write the front end copy, you're going to give that to the designers, and it's going to take them a while to format it. You don't want to give it the last minute. They're not going to be able to do it that fast. So they'll format all your copy. Your copy is your front end presentation, and you should write it all yourself. I write all my copy myself because I always get good conversions that way. I want to be in control of my conversions. That's the most important thing, and I'm usually really passionate about my methods, and who the hell else is going to represent it for me, right? Then I'll hand off my members area. By now, the programmers are done with the members area. I give it to my customers, my fans, my students to try it out, beta testers. I mean, you want testimonials and stuff. You want to make this product amazing so that affiliates jump on board. Affiliates don't like to promote crap. It's their list, right? So you want to make your product amazing so you get affiliates and you don't lose your PayPal account too fast. Good luck there though. And you got to get some beta testers, right? So you go to your top students, the guys who paid you the most money, or for instance, clients that pay me a premium. They the front lines. You give them the access so that they could try it out themselves, and then you film tutorials demonstrating the method, working with your students. You can use all this footage too for like trailers, like, you know, leaderboard trailer or something like that, right? So just film your students using this stuff. It'll come in great. Your stuff will convert great. Then you create a Google Doc. Now this is an affiliate Google Doc, right? You could have done this earlier. You could have done this later. I wouldn't really do it later though, because at this point, the Google Doc is kind of private too. It's like where you have the beta test access and stuff like that. And a lot of vendors mess this up. They post it in public. That's not really ethical at all, because there's a lot of, you know, as I was saying, free stuff in there. There's insider information too. I'm not sure if you want a lot of people looking at like your business model and your way of thinking, right? So only give it to distributors, affiliates, and runners. All right. So anyway, you created this Google Doc, and the reason I say you could do that at any point is because you can say on there like TBA, you know, like to be announced or whatever the hell that stands for. And then you can say like coming soon for the VSL. That's not done yet either, right? Of course you don't have the VSL yet. So like you're still working with your students and working on the method, creating the product and everything, so you're not gonna have the VSL yet. So anyhow, I would say coming soon, right? You get my drift. But affiliates will start saying, hey, you got that Google Doc? When it comes to WarriorPlus, there's so many new people launching, it's disgusting. You don't need to worry so much nowadays is like spacing out your launches. You could do it the day before or whatever like that. And also for my last launch, I dropped my music video the night before it launched. This was the first time I ever did that. Worked out just fine. It was an awesome launch. I didn't say anything before on Facebook or anything. That was the shortest notice I have ever seen where it actually worked. I used to do JV video like 1 week before I post on Facebook. You're announcing you're launching the day before and you actually have a good launch. I mean, as long as you get behind the scenes, you got your main guys, you got 3 to 7 days prior to the eve of your launch, you're like, all right, well, at least I got that guy and I got that guy and I got that guy. So that's going on behind the scenes. If you want to get crazy traction, do some shocking ass video, music video or something like that, right? To get guys to promote you. And if you want to make it convert really good, then get a whole bunch of other guys who weren't planning on being on it. So 1 week before, you can start thinking about putting together a really entertaining JV video for Facebook. And what I mean by that is like a music video or something really, really funny. Something that grabs people's attentions, and you're going to talk about your prizes, right? You're going to talk about all of that stuff. But at the same time, make it very, very fun. No one wants to be embarrassed with a video that only has like 3 likes and no one's commenting. So take your clothes off, jump into the pool or something like that to ensure that you get a lot of likes. So after that, film the front end video, your VSL, your video sales letter, using a shortened version of your copy. Now you should have some fun there as well. I've done front end videos like VSLs where I took a bullhorn, I went to a parade and yelled at everyone, telling them they had to quit their job. I've also gone to a strike where there were people striking to raise their minimum wage by like $1. I was like, are you kidding me? So I didn't use a bullhorn though, because they were really angry, all right? I didn't want to make them more angry. I also did one in a spaceship. I built it doing some carpentry. Did VSLs where it was like a pregnancy thing, and then there was an actress giving birth, and there's cash flying out with the babies. Also had a cash volcano. I built the volcano. It was actual flames. And then that's why I get the good conversions pretty much, because no one can stop watching that. That's a big part of it. You know what I mean? Is we want to keep them glued. You can ensure that you get crazy, crazy conversion. Sometimes if a student is really impressive for your case study, it can be just as powerful as the shock factor reactor though. One of my students was blind. We worked together for about 2 weeks launching the product. He was having incredible success with the software. So in the sales video, boom, it was like really amazing proof, and we had $10 per click. It was amazing. So again, you want those types of testimonials. Now, while we're talking conversion, I want to show you a graph of my strengths and weaknesses. So as you can see here, I've got front-end conversion, OTO conversion, product quality, recips, recruitment support, and managing the launch, okay? I do pretty well, but as you can see here, I'm deficient when it comes to recips. I still do pretty well though, because of these other factors, all right? You know what I mean? So conversion is king. Some people would say traffic's king, some people say recips are king. Who the hell am I promoting? I'm not doing very well here, you know what I mean? Like shit. So you write and format your OTO copy next, okay? The OTO copy is a lot easier. You can use a template and you can spice it up, fix it up, whatever. And then you film the OTOs, edit the OTOs only after you're done with your VSL. So you first film and edit your front end video, the VSL, and be in that mode. And then you do the OTOs and be in that mode. Don't try to do both at the same time because they're kind of different philosophies, and don't do that to yourself, okay? The front end VSL, your sales video is like, hello, oh, you never heard of me before? And then your OTOs are like, hey, thanks for getting in, man. Great that you're in here. So I got some other stuff to show you. Two different philosophies. And then trust me, this information is good. I've seen people do OTOs in the front end. All right, so anyway, you'd be talking like, hi, you never heard about affiliate marketing before, but I'm gonna show you how to promote using Bing ads. I didn't actually do a Bing ads thing, but that would be the front end, right? So you're gonna start recruiting soon, right? You know what you need? A WarriorPlus link to the affiliate page, all right? So you gotta have that correct. People can ask, where can I get approved? So you need to make sure your product is approved and then they're gonna get approved, because you're gonna send that Google Doc off to JVs, you're gonna have to have the link in there. And it's gonna have to say coming soon or something like that if you don't have that link there yet. So because they're going to want to get their approval. Affiliates are gonna wanna get approved. And if it's not in your WarriorPlus settings, for instance, you gotta make sure you're accepting scores automatically from people that are over 55. Everyone who has a score under 55 kind of sucks, and you don't wanna approve them right away because they're gonna mess up your stats. Don't mess up your stats, keep it real. Because a lot of noobs, they have conversion rates that are just god awful. 1 out of 1,000, stuff like that, terrible. You do not want someone sending whatever the hell they're sending at your product and register some sad ass stats. They might as well have just stayed home. It makes no sense to send 10,000 hits at someone's website and only get 10 sales. It's not cool. So when you pay for ads on Warrior, it'll show your conversion rate right in front of everyone, and no one wants to be embarrassed with a 17-cent conversion. By the way, they call it RPH, or return per hop or something, but yeah, you're recruiting, okay? And so you want to get that offer approved as you send in some very, very simple version of it. Or if you have the sales page done, but don't worry about it. The sales page being fully done by your design team before an approval, just do a very simple version, just a simple VSL or whatever. And once approved, you hand off the Google Doc to JVs and you recruit, okay? Because you've got everything else ready to go. It should be fun. And so next up, you're going to want to test with $1 prices. Never $0 prices, because WarriorPlus will make your offer private. You know, we approved it yesterday, but now it says it's $0. We don't allow $0 products in the marketplace. You're like, no, we're just testing. Too late, okay? Make sure to always test with $1 prices, not 0. That's what we do, all right? So I think there's a better way to do that, but you want to just basically test it to make sure that your funnel is working and that people are getting into the members area. So go over to the sales page for mistakes, okay? Do not have any mentions of make money online in your sales video. WarriorPlus does not like that. Don't talk scammy. Say sales, payments. There's other words that are more clear and more unambiguous, complex, nebulous. That's a good word. Gray area, not good. So make sure that your autoresponder is integrated and that people who pay, they get into your list, but no one allows subs on WarriorPlus. Affiliates get mad if you have an opt-in, you're capturing their emails. Like, this isn't JVZoo, okay guys? This is WarriorPlus, so you know what I mean? Like, all the lists on WarriorPlus are paid members lists, so make sure that customers can receive their stuff, okay? You check in with your programmers, check that everything's working, then create a webinar for an hour before the launch, okay? This works really well. Promote said webinar to your existing lists. You just say, hey, we got a pre-launch webinar happening. Make sure to come in. We're gonna give you all this free stuff if you come, you know what I mean? Like, and then if you stay to the end, we got even more cool stuff. That's right. But yeah, send out a couple blasts, check GoToWebinar or Zoom or wherever, and make sure to see how many people are going to come, all right? So you start approving affiliates, okay? You get in the Warrior Plus account. Remember, make sure that you're approving people that have a score over 55. Some people will ask them, they're like, hey, can you approve my link? Up to you, but remember what I told you about stats. If they were underneath the 55 score or something, sometimes you just, they'll get really mad at you, or maybe they know someone, or they're a student of someone. All right, okay, make an exception. But if they got a high refunder rate or something like that, but they still have a good conversion rate, you could approve them, unless the refund rate is like 50% or something. That would be like, forget it. Set up the contests in Warrior. The first main contest, that's all you have to set up at first, because you're still trying to decide on the closing contest if it's a 48 or a 72 or what type of contest it is. I kind of wait to see that, and a lot of other vendors do as well. So you'll figure that out later on in the week. Nobody's business. All right, I don't do both contests all at once. I'll set up the main contest, which is usually a $1,500 first place prize, $500 second place prize, $250 third place prize. Next up, I'll create a split test in the Warrior Plus account. I have my programmer do that. I'll split test 2 different pages. The reason for that is I want to make sure I have different headlines, see which one is better. First hour, split test it, make sure to take it off. One of them might suck, and then if you go 100% to one of the versions, conversions galore. Make sure the sales page doesn't have any mistakes. Make sure that you go over all of the different variations first before you do the split test, because you don't want to be changing things on both pages at the same time. It's not a good split test then. Get your alarm clock set. Set your wife's alarm clock as well for like 7 or 8 in the morning. If you got to launch at 10, if you sleep in, you're a big loser. Do not sleep in, especially if you have this awesome webinar that you were promoting and you're gonna have like 100% conversion rates from that webinar, right? So set the alarm clocks. Do it like 2 hours ahead of time. Tell your programmers to call you as well. Tell them all to be there and not sleeping as well. They don't want to be AWOL during the launch in case you need them standing by if something goes wrong. Then you do 24-hour heads up recruitment, JV, music video, and then do that webinar 1 hour before the launch. And now in that webinar, you say, hey everyone, what's up? And it could be like the worst webinar ever, no slides, you could be half asleep, but it's gonna do great because you say, hey guys, what's up? I'm gonna be launching, it's gonna be awesome, this is what the thing does. You don't need to show anyone what it does. Keep it blind, okay? Remember that, keep it blind, keep your sales page blind, keep your webinars blind. Info products, don't give away the info, you know what I mean? Tell them a little bit about what it's going to, benefits, and then surprise. So in the webinar, you're like, hey, I'd love for you guys to get this from me here in the webinar, because if you get 1 OTO, you get 1 free. So you could actually get 3 OTOs free, you know what I mean? I create a buy link, it's a redirect that goes to like /go. Right? And anyone who wants to get into it, I say, hey, in the questions box, say me in the questions box. And it's like, you see the questions box like me, 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 me. And I'll reply to each person who says me, and I'll give them my link to buy it privately with an affiliate link. So then it's like 100% conversion rate. It'll boost your conversion rates in the marketplace. It's a little trick in case, you get like, some jerks who send that crappy traffic, right? So hopefully you get to set the offer to automatically go live and show up in the marketplace of Warrior Plus automatically at 10 a.m. Eastern. And after the webinar, I send out, hey, we're live messages to affiliates. I start promoting the offer to my list. So send that out to all the affiliates and get them to mail. And if they don't, be really, really annoying. Okay? I mean, be reasonable. It's like people who owe you a favor. So if you pass 250 sales, then put out a report. Don't be like, oh, wow, hey, we just launched. It's not really very awesome yet. It's like 10 sales. Sometimes it takes like 2 hours to explode, right? So because people will look at the stats. So the first time you say something, you should have something to say. You should be like, well, we launched like 2 hours ago. Look at all these things. But like 20 minutes in, you might not have much to say, right? So, but you could be like, hey, we sold 300 in 2 hours. Oh my God, something like that. And then the next day, the official day 1 leaderboard, hit up everyone and be proud. That's right. I sometimes do a music video for the leaderboard, and just to show appreciation or something, you could do that privately or publicly, whatever you mean. A lot of them will be private. I don't like to bombard my feeds and stuff. And I mean, a part of the reason for the music videos is like, if I don't have any recips, I'll entertain them instead and they jump on, you know what I mean? Like, I believe in my product, man. You know what I mean? This is the one product. I did this whole music video for it too. It didn't really take too long to do it. But then you're gonna be sorry if you don't get on this launch, and we're not gonna be on good terms when I get big. You know what I mean? You can do the projection thing, the future projection thing. So days into the launch, the 3 days in, 4 days in, closing contest starts. So you set that up, right? And the first day of the contest, you hit up all your affiliates. Hey man, there's only 6 sales. you make 7 sales, you win. The next thing you know, everyone's pounding the offer. It's like a second launch, right after things had died down a little bit. Let it die down a little bit, because then you could show everyone like the first day, hey man, everyone forgot about the offer. It's like we're starting over. And that's a great idea, right? The closing contest starts, you show affiliates, and then low sales there, and they jump on it. They're all like, all right, it looks promising. So closing contest, closing timers, and price increases after the launch, right? So the last day, you're like, tell your programmers, come on, put the timer on there, 4 hours to go, 3 hours to go, 2 hours to go, because the price is gonna go rebilling or whatever. The last day could be huge. I've had launches where the last day was the biggest day, like Crypto Prophecy. It was like $50,000 in one day. The other ones I did where it was $200,000 a day, those didn't have that type of thing. This is new and improved. Shit. So, that's it. Then you're going to pay your prizes. You hit up everyone. Usually everyone does WarriorPlus buttons. So they'll send you a Warrior, you tell them to pray, hey, I owe you, $750 or something. So, that's it. That's the launch. But now you got a big list. So treat your list good. All right, after your initial launch week, don't sell low-ticket products, other WarriorPlus products and stuff like that until you've done your high-ticket monetization, you've shown people your YouTube channels, you've given a lot of value to people before you start selling them stuff. Who wants to be sold stuff after they bought your thing, So people ask me all the time, how the hell are you doing this? And that's how it's done, and that's why I did this video. And I think I covered everything pretty much. I mean, I have templates for everything too, guys. That's another rule, is have templates. Don't waste your time with stupid, silly stuff, and make sure that everything is properly lubricated, okay? Make sure to sign up at Online Goldmine and get your free gold mine today, and subscribe to this channel. You don't want to miss what happens tomorrow. And I'm so glad that you made it here. I'm really glad that you watched this video. A lot of people are asking me for this. They're like, well, that's not fair. You got a list. You launch products. Well, now you can launch products too. All right. And then when you launch products, let me know. You know what I mean? Maybe my customers would like to see your stuff, if you do good stuff. All right. So yeah, hope you dug the video. Sorry about the appearance today. Oh my God, I'm a mess. All right. Well, you're a very good person. I feel great. I don't look it though. Just deal, whatever, I don't know. I feel amazing. I'm very healthy. You know what I mean? All right. So let's do this. All right. I'll see you guys soon. All right. Bye.